listen, this is last Hockey East weekend of the year. Big weekend for us. I think we've obviously put ourselves in a pretty good position here to have a chance to win the regular season title. We got a 1 point lead going into the weekend. It was obviously nice for us last week to get back on the winning track. Hopefully our guys gain some confidence off that weekend, and we're looking forward to tomorrow night.
We'll start with Bell.
Coach, heading into the last weekend, as you reflect on the whole regular season, first year as head coach, what are you just happiest about this team with playoffs on the outlooks?
I'm just happy with I think at the beginning of the year, we had some high expectations to be right at the top of the league. And, our guys have responded and they've done a heck of a job and put themselves in the spot to have a chance. So I give them a lot of credit. For the most part, I think we've had a pretty consistent year. I think, the stretch of 4 games wasn't great, but I think a lot of, if you're going to have success, you're going to have to go through a little bit of adversity. We went through some, and hopefully we're on the other side of it. But yeah, I'm proud of this group. 10 seniors, they've done a heck of a job of leading this group, and I'm proud of them, and I'm happy for them.
Michael, go ahead.
Hey, Coach, you just mentioned the seniors that are going to be honored tomorrow. What's the one thing that you've been telling them throughout the season to help them with the leadership with the younger players?
I think it started even back when I got the job back in May. A lot of these guys, wanted to come back, and they felt like they didn't have as much success as they were hoping for, and they came back for a reason. So I think they really took it upon themselves. We have different conversations, but I give them a lot of credit. They've helped me out too. It's my first year as a head coach, so I've learned from them as well. So it's been fun to work with these guys, and they've done a heck of a job.
Bell, go ahead.
John Copeland had a pretty sturdy weekend against UVM. Has he, looking into playoffs, maybe solidified that 60 spot?
I think based off of last weekend, it was the most minutes he's gotten in consecutive games. Thought he handled himself very well. So right now, there's no doubt he has the edge. We'll see how it goes tomorrow night, but he's going to be back in the lineup for sure. He's coming off a really strong weekend. Hopefully he's gained some confidence off of that weekend, because listen, it's not easy when you're playing, whether it's 4 to 6 minutes. When you start getting up to over 10 minutes, it certainly helps your game, gives you a little bit more confidence, you're feeling better about yourself, and I think that's what happened last weekend, and hopefully he builds off that.
Rick, go ahead.
Coach, regarding the power play, it seems like you've had some success lately when there's more movement by people other than Lane or Dom. Have you been working on getting more movement overall on the unit?
We've been working on it, pretty much 3 or 4 times a week. We do it without pressure, with pressure. We move some guys around. The units are similar. I think Wilmer ended up going with on Fensori's unit. We put Kaplan on Hudson's unit. We've moved O'Brien into the bumper. So just a little bit more moving parts. I think it was good last week, and we only had 3 opportunities. It would have been nice to have a few more, but I thought they moved it really well. I think we scored this. Even the second goal didn't count as a power play goal, the tuck goal, but that was still a power play. It was only 4 guys on the ice, so we moved it pretty well. Hopefully, we build off that, because you start getting into the playoffs. Special teams are important.
Andrew, go ahead.
Hey, Jay. So Providence certainly has a lot to play for this weekend too. Does this sort of help you guys, set the tone to get ready as you move on to the postseason? That there's a lot on the line for both teams this weekend.
Yes, there certainly is. I think too for them, they didn't play last weekend, so they're going to be fresh. They're going to be hungry. We have to match that. Yeah, this is playoff time now. Like, we're playing for a regular season title, so this is there's a lot on the line for us. So we have to make sure we respond. Like, I guess the other games we've had that had playoff implications, the Arizona tournament, the Beanpot tournament, we weren't at our best. So, hopefully we learn from that and we're at our best this weekend and it starts tomorrow night.
Bell, go ahead.
Do you think the line changes you made last weekend you're gonna keep rolling with?
Most likely we're going to keep the same lineup tomorrow night that we had last weekend. Everyone seems healthy coming out of the Vermont weekend, so doesn't really seem to be a need to change kind of how we played and how the lines matched up. So they'll be very similar this weekend. Yes.
Michael, go ahead.
Hey, Coach. Providence is a really good face-off team, one of the best teams in D1. What's the one thing that you're looking for, whether it's in the any of the three zones, for your centers to do in order to maybe straight up win those draws, or at least create a battle between them and have a winger come in and win the puck?
Yeah, that's an area of our game that second half has not been as good as it was the first half. And like for us, like we can't put it on just the centers. There's a lot of pucks that are laying there, 50-50 pucks that, the wingers, or if it's in the D zone, the D have to come in and help. But we have not done a good enough job with that. So, going against Providence is a really good face-off team. It's all five guys that are on the ice have to help out in these areas. So the biggest thing centerman is trying to do is really don't lose the draw. Just tie them up, and if you can create a 50-50 puck, you've done your job. So that's something we have to get better at. No question. Going into the playoffs hasn't been as good lately. Hopefully, it's better this weekend.
Rick, go ahead.
Coach, this is not about being hockey, but last week when you were playing a game, the Devils were celebrating the 20th anniversary of the 2003 Stanley Cup. Were you able to connect with any of your teammates from back then who were in the celebration?
Yeah, actually, guys were sending me texts all weekend, so they sounded like they had a great time. They said the Devils did an incredible job. They treated them first class, and that organization has always been like that. So definitely, sad to miss it, but I had other things I had to do, so that's part of the job.